What up? What up? So, I don't know if it's like a rainstorm, windstorm. I don't know what the fuck going on outside, but it's crazy right now. But yeah, man, I was just sitting here chilling and shit, and I was just thinking about mad, like memories and shit like that, mad old times, old friends, relationships, fucking socials, just remembering mad shit, just memories and shit, you know? I'm just like, damn, man, shit changed, but it changes right in front of your eye, like, you know what I'm saying? It's cause like every day as we live, we just adding more and more shit onto our memory bank. So it's not like we actually take a lot of time to remember or go through our previous days, like, like, like today go through yesterday, and you go through your days daily. You go through your previous days daily. Um, it's not like a lot of people do that shit. So it's more like, damn, I'm so tired. By the time you get home, you had a long day, left early in the morning. You go home, probably shower or whatever, and go to sleep. Then next day, you get back at it again. And it might be a lot of consecutive days like that, but different things playing out in each day. And then you're like, damn, this happened on that day or was it on that day? And you know what I'm saying? So you don't really get to retain too much of those memories and shit, I guess. But yeah, I was just saying, thinking about mad different shit, man. And thinking about my own experiences and my own memories, I started thinking about this video I watched the other day, and in the comments, a lot of people were speaking about being alone. And it's like, a lot of people that was stressing that was saying shit like, you know, just turn into a lot of different things to cope with that feeling of being alone. And like it was deep. It was deep. Like people really feel that way, and then it makes them want to take extreme actions, even if it's a matter of self-destructing, because of how overwhelmed with that feeling they get. So, you know, you could feel alone from like being the black sheep in the family. You could feel alone just from having like certain talents and shit on the low, and you're not confident in it. It's like you are, but you aren't around people. So because you hold that in, and you don't really share with people, it can make you feel alone. Or anybody holding secrets and certain shit like that, you can feel alone when it comes to being in that dimension, in that realm of thought. You can feel alone from like not being around people physically, although you can feel alone even while being around people. You can feel alone like you feel like somebody left you. There's just a lot of different ways and reasons that we can get that feeling of feeling alone. And when you get that feeling, it's like sort of like a feeling of being lost, I guess. And in the spirit realm, when it's like that, it's the same thing as here, like how you can go out and you could be around people and you still feel like you dolo, you by yourself. So you know, in the spirit realm, you're still around other spirits. You're always around other spirits also. So, but there, you know, there's just no attachments. Like, you're not attached to anything or any other spirits or nothing. It's just you're just, you know what I'm saying? You're just surfing consciousness basically. You're just going with the universe. Um, but the other thing is this, right? That's when you're like that feeling that you feel, that aloneness feeling. It's like you're in one of your um like you're in one of your domains. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying one of them, but I haven't really broke it down like that yet. That's just something that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what's making sense to me of what it is. It's like a domain. And I'm gonna have to think more on that or meditate on it to figure out where the other domains are. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're in one of your domains and it's an unfamiliar place to you. Though you've been there before and maybe even go there often, but it's unfamiliar. And that domain, right? It's where you're vibrating, or you could be vibrating at your highest in this physical realm and in the spirit realm, because you're by yourself. So it's all you. You know what I'm saying? There really isn't no influence. You know what I'm saying? That feeling of being alone is what I mean when I say you by yourself. Because we only feel as though we're not alone when we're like connected to somebody or something like focus on in order to drive, you know what I'm saying? Or go. But when you're not focused on anything, then you're flowing with the universe. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to steer it or really guide it. You're gonna make decisions or whatever, but it's not like you in the mix of a whole bunch of shit, or like you got this certain things to maintain. Like you got certain things to maintain or whatever. So you got to keep up this image. You got to keep on giving off these certain impressions that even you tired of. But it's the structure of where you spend a lot of your time at. So if there's nothing that you feel attached to, then you're vibrating off your own vibrations. It's just you. You know what I'm saying? When you're attached to something, you're vibrating with that. Now it's like a power outlet. Like it might be those outlets where it got the light on it, and you plug one thing in, and the light, you know, it flickers a little bit, and then you plug another thing in, and then the light might dim a little bit. You plug something else in, and the more stuff you plug in, it dims. It's like so much power is being filtered through that device. Whereas it's just like us. Like we connect with other spirits or other things that we attach to, and we begin to bring about like a tube, you know what I'm saying? Like you bring about y'all enter a dimension together where it's like, you know, y'all union is like y'all domain, another domain. So you be there and you get used to sharing this energy and recycling this energy with this other person or this other thing or this other place or whatever it is that you feel attached to. You start generating your energy a certain way in that space. or with that person, or So what happens is when that attachment is gone, you are now your light is back to bright because there's no plugs in that device. There's no plugs in the extension cord or whatever multi-plug socket, whatever you're using. So the light is brighter again, which is like your vibrations. But the thing is, what can keep your vibrations low still is how you think. If you're thinking negative, you know what I'm saying? Like you could be in a depressed state, but as long as you're thinking positive in that depressed state, you can still vibrate at a high degree. And that's why it's important, like, see, that will go off into a whole nother thing, but that's why it's important to just think positive. Just always try to think positive and shit through it all. And you can still vibrate high because it's a matter of, it's like your willpower. You know what I'm saying? Like you still willing to get through whatever you're going through in order to have that balance of peace. I mean, that's what we all pretty much strive for, although it's not really that far. It just takes some unity. But yeah, man, like, so when you're feeling alone, just know that your spirit is vibrating high because it's just you. And that's that intense feeling that you feel. But the thing is, like all energy, like I said, that energy is one energy. Anger and happy is the same energy. It's just what you put into it, what you identify it as. So if you're gonna call it, and if you're gonna say I'm mad right now, and you feel that intenseness within you, that's the same thing as when you feel happy, that intenseness in you, that joy, but you're identifying it as happy. So it seems different, but it's the same energy. So it's like that, like, if you think positive, you can change that energy, or at least shift it. And it might feel like all you can do is put not so positive thoughts to it. Like, for whatever reason you feel alone. If you feel alone, then you must experience an attachment in order to feel alone. Because if you've always been by yourself, then you wouldn't feel lonely or alone whenever you are. So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the attachment was that made you feel alone, the attachment you lost, you gotta like clear it. And what I mean by clear it is you gotta like see, a lot of people, they don't want to think about their problems. They don't want to face themselves in the mirror. But the thing is, you have to. And you gotta, when it comes to your problems and shit like that, you gotta figure out what's mind-boggling for you. Not if it's not standing out and fucking with you, then it's no reason for you to die for it. But if you're always stressed and depressed or feeling down, or you know what I'm saying, like feeling like you're in the red zone, then you gotta like you gotta figure out what it is that you've experienced that is weighing down on your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening? What's going on? What happened? Think it all out. Get it all out. Think it all out. And, even try to like write it out or speak it out just to get it out. and that can like clear that where you don't have that weight no more. Be busy. But yeah, so like that's like the power to it. The only downside to it is when you're trapped in that feeling and you don't know what to do with it. And I'm not saying it's easy or it's gonna be easy, because it could be something like overwhelming you and like causing you like major anxiety, depression, stress. You know, like the comments that I seen on that video was like, it was like a lot of real shit. And my thing is like, a lot of people get that thought of like suicide and shit. And you gotta, when you think of shit like that, you gotta think like, okay, that might be crossing your mind on what you wanna do and all of that. But you gotta also think like, if I don't do this, then I'll go on another day, right? Because only you gonna stop yourself from going on that next day. I mean, you know, more than likely. And on that note, just go on to the next day and just keep going. Because at some point in time, like, start meditating. Even if there's something like really, really heavy on your mind, like I just said, get it out your mind, write it down, write it out. You know what I'm saying? Speak it out. Even if you're not talking to nobody, just speak it out. And that's sort of like a release. Because we all live different lives from each other. So we might deal with situations similar because we come from similar environments, but everybody's different. Everybody's perspective, everybody's life is different. So everybody has problems and their own problems. And I say their own problems as in like only they can deal with it. A lot of this shit is mental. Well, all of it. It's all on perspective. But yeah, like there's somebody that might be going through something worse than you, and they giving it they all to get through it. And not because of them, I'm saying you gotta give your all to get through it. I'm saying because of them showing their strength, we are all capable of the same things. Therefore, if this person has the strength to fight through whatever they're trying to fight through, and it may be worse than yours, then you got the strength to fight through, you know what I'm saying, what you need to fight through and whatever you might be going through. And it's not to minimize, you know what I'm saying, your situation or how you feel or nothing like that. It's just some real shit, like, just keep going forward. And you know, you're going to think about it and think about it and think about it. And as you think about it and get it out, it's going to make space for new things to come about, new things that might even be in your subconscious to start playing out and giving you new ideas and shit like that. And those ideas, you know what I'm saying, you might be like, oh, all right, because everything is in front of us. Everything that we need and we want or whatever, it's already there. It's already playing out. You know what I'm saying? You just got to bring it into fruition. If you want it, just bring it to yourself. Just have it. It's not easy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want it, you'll start to see the certain things that, like, coincides with it throughout your life and your daily livings or whatever. So it'll make it easier for you to attain your goals or your dreams or whatever it is you're going for. So, you know what I'm saying? When them ideas start coming, that can change your world, because you start doing other things like, oh, I got something to do or whatever, other than, you know what I'm saying, just being stuck and depressed. And that's giving yourself a chance, like, and it might take a long time before it all happens. But remember, when we die in this realm, that's not it. It's not over. You know what I'm saying? We still keep going. We just go in another dimension in a more evolved form. But you still have a hindrance on you. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to try to clear yourself of everything and make peace for yourself now. It's fucking up my video. But yeah, main thing is just like, that's when it's time to tune into yourself. Feel me? When you start getting that feeling of loneliness, you gotta tune into yourself. Know that your spirit is still flowing. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit is out ahead of you and it's flowing. And it's just waiting on you to steer it, which way to go, so it can start making the path for you and sending you the messages on what's going on up ahead. And then you can start, you know what I'm saying, looking for those signs in this 3D realm. But you gotta wait for the ideas. You gotta get the ideas. You gotta establish them. Even if you gotta sit down, like I said, and just meditate. That'll bring a lot to you. But yeah, man, like, feeling alone is something we all share. Like, we all share it at some point in time. Even like, you know what I'm saying, it could be kids in a foster home, grew up in a foster home, but they go to school, so they see other kids who grew up in a house with both of their parents, or one of their parents, their biological parents, so it makes them feel alone. You know what I'm saying? It's just like mad different shit, and it's all because of just how this shit's all structured and situated. But that's why, to overcome that, we gotta support each other. Everybody support everybody.